the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, who was one of Billy Ray when I was a kid.
Oh, buddy.
And I wanted to be a pro wrestler.
Right.
I finally decided I'm a little too Jewish to wrestle.
You wanted to be a pro wrestler.
So I decided I wanted to be a wrestling manager. You know what I mean? And this was the guy. There were two wrestling managers for me. Sir Oliver Humperdinck and Jimmy, Mouth of the South Hart, and he's sitting down with us right now. Good morning, Jimmy.
I've been around so many years, I feel like the Mick Jagger of professional wrestling. I got my new tag team, Billy Ray and Scotty. Let's get the belts and go to the WWE.
Let me tell you something, brother.
You're in. I'm signing you now. This is great.
Now, of all the guys you've worked with in the WWE and all the wrestling organizations prior to WWE, who's the greatest wrestling performer that you've ever been around?
Well, you know what? I'm not trying to ride the fence like I usually do, but there's so many of them. You've got Ric Flair. You know, Hogan does great interviews. Flair interviews. John Cena now is the big thing going. Triple H, Shawn Michaels do a lot of money. Andre the Giant didn't do a lot of talking. He had Bobby Heenan talking for him. But it's so hard to pinpoint anybody particularly because everybody was so good at what they did. You know, now everybody thinks if you get $2,000 worth of tattoos and jump over a top rope, all of a sudden you're in professional wrestling. But it's really not so, like that. I was talking to my friend Sean over here for American Icon Autographs, who really kind of brought me in for the big show that we're doing, of course, Saturday with Iron Mike Tyson and Stan Lee down in, I think it's the City of Industry.
Yeah, City of Industry. It's north of here, yeah.
Yeah, Frank and Son Collectibles.
Yeah.
We're down there for that. But he does so many great wrestling memorabilia shows anyhow and sells a ton of merchandise on Bret Hart, the Hart Foundation. But we were just talking, the art of the interviews aren't there anymore.
Well, listen, and you talk about Mike Tyson. I mean, his interviews, and Mike told us this, years later, and I say us, I mean the world, that so much of what he did was about hyping a fight. And now we go to the Corky's Hotline, where Iron Mike Tyson returns to the Scott and BR show. Mike, Scott and Billy Ray, or Billy Baby, as he's known.
What's up, Mike?
And Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. What's up, Mike?
Oh, man, the Mouth of the South. What's up, brother?
Iron Mike, I love you. I got to tell you this real quick before he says anything. Two great experiences with Iron Mike, who I love, I'm telling you. One day, the Hart Foundation, when we had the belts, this was years ago at LaGuardia Airport. The Hart Foundation had the belts. Iron Mike was in the airport. We saw him and like to faint it. He saw us and said, Hart Foundation. We didn't know he even knew who we were. But I've always loved him since then. But it's just great talking to you.
I'm a big wrestling fan. Ever since Moondog, man, Bruno, I saw probably all of Bruno Sammartino's defenses, man, when I was a kid.
I love it.
And then, Mike, you actually were involved with WWE and WrestleMania. What was it? What number?
14.
Oh, man. I think it was 14th, right?
Yep, 14, baby.
Oh, man, that was wonderful.
He was great. No, he stole
was wonderful.
You know what? He stole the show. Referee his special match was Stone Cold Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels, and I'm telling you, the tickets were sold because of Iron Mike. I'll tell you that.
No, but I tell you what, Shawn Michaels is a hell of an athlete.
Unbelievable.
What he can do in the air, people can't do on their feet.
Mike, do you still follow pro wrestling?
Well, listen, not as much as I did, because once they lost all the British Bulldogs and all those great guys, the Harts and all those guys, when they had that altercation, I stayed friendly with Vince McMahon and I did some shows, but, man, it wasn't like before, man. Then the golden era was off the hook.
Well, Mike, you say Bruno Sammartino was your guy, but Billy Ray and I were just talking to Jimmy about, for me, it is really about two guys. It's about Dusty Rhodes, and really Ric Flair. How about you? Well, who are your guys?
My best guy was Bruno Sammartino, but the guy that was a bag, I thought was the awesome guy was Dusty Rhodes. The way he got his, he talked stuff better because he had a lot of soul. He talked better stuff. But Buddy Roger, the First Nature boy, Buddy Ryan, man, I heard him talk one day. Any running I'm going to do is going to be right at you. When I heard him say that, I lost it. I'm going to do no running. Any running I'm going to do is right at you. I heard him say that when I was a kid, and I just lost my mind.
Mike Tyson is back on Scott and BR on San Diego Sports Leader XX 1090. Jimmy Hart is with us here. We're collecting clothes this morning at the Mission Valley Tilted Kilt to help the homeless folks. Mike and Jimmy this week on Saturday the 10th will be at the Frank and Son Collectible Show in the City of Industry. You can go to AmericanIconAutographs.com for more information. So, Mike, where are you today? Where are we finding you?
I'm in Vegas. I'm in my pigeon coop right now, in my garage. I'm watching my birds mate and breed and do all this good stuff, man. This is just what I'm about, man.
You're watching your pigeons breed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Mike, I hope when you're in your pigeon coop.
You know, it's more than breeding. Copulating. These guys are mating. They're talking crap before they, the whole rap team is going down in here, man.
The pigeons are talking crap.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Well, you see them performing. They got the little swag guy. He may be aggressive. Some guys are not aggressive. Just like human beings. One guy may have 3 girls in the same coop in different sides of the corner. Some guys, there's just a bunch of fighting, a bunch of drama in there, just like in life.
Yeah.
Jimmy, what do you make of this situation?
You know what I love about Iron Mike? He is so real. He is the real deal. And you know what? The Hangover movies. I think one of the Hangover 2 is just now coming out, too.
Right.
And you will not believe the people that line up to get his autograph. It's so phenomenal. I mean, you've got everybody. They'll be bringing the Hangover DVDs, the boxing glove stuff. But Iron Mike, he is the real deal. This past week on ESPN, I saw so many golden matches of Iron Mike this past week.
Well,
This is great.
that's a great question.
No, Jimmy, you should have had Vince McMahon's job. God damn, Jimmy.
Hey, but I'm shooting straight. I love you. Hey, I was great to be on WrestleMania 1 through 10 and have fun and do stuff with the Hulk. But I've always been a boxing fan. But I'm telling you, when you came on the scene, it was just something special. One real quick story, and I won't talk about Mike anymore. I promise you, I'm such a mark for him. But Hulk, myself, went to Vegas for a big boxing match that Iron Mike was going to be in. I never got in the dressing room to see him because while I was there, the guy who brought us in, I had to take pictures with Wayne Newton. So I was taking pictures of Wayne Newton out there, and I missed to get to see Mike before he fought. I couldn't believe that. I told Huck, I said, I can't believe this, Huckster.
Yeah, one of Hulk's nephews was there, too. He was a wrestler, too. I forgot he was on a team.
Yeah, he was his Boulder. He was the Boulder boy. That was
one of the Boulder boys. Yep. That was awesome too. Yeah, I liked that part when he came to the dressing room. I'm sorry I didn't see you there, Jimmy. But I'm gonna see you soon, brother.
I love you, man. I can't wait.
Hey, Mike, when we see the TV commercials for J.C. Penney, and they've got like ESPN's Kenny Mayne, and he says, "Hey, guys don't like to hear about commercials for clothes, so we're going to show you a Mike Tyson fight," and they split the screen. You obviously know which ones I'm talking about, right?
I'm not familiar with it. I just accepted the check. They're not paying me to watch it.
You know what? That's funny that you say that.
They're
because
not paying him to watch it.
Right, but that's what I was going to ask you. Who owns the rights to those fights and who gets paid on that deal? And you obviously are going to tell us then that you were getting paid on that. Is that right?
Well, since recently, a few years back, I've received most of my rights on, my films and stuff. But it's always an uphill battle when you're trying to succeed in life. As Jimmy and the gentleman from Marvel Comics, like they know, when you're striving, there's always somebody trying to halt your stay. But you got to keep going on with perseverance and not stop. Just keep believing in God and just continue to persevere.
Mike, what about in The Hangover Part 2? There was some kind of weird lawsuit about the dude who has the tattoo on his face like you did. Was that you or was that somebody else? I mean, who was, or maybe it was the tattoo guy.
I don't know. It was some incident that went on with the gentleman that did the tattoo for my face and the studios. I'm sure they got everything because the movie plays, so I'm sure they have everything on the wraps now. He believes that they infringed on his rights without, talking to him about the tattoo and putting, there's a bunch of Barack stuff that I don't even know.
Right. Well, it's just somebody trying to make some money.
Perform and I have cash and I will act.
Mike, when you wake up and you look in the mirror in the morning, you still love the tattoo?
Oh man, yes. Because I'm an extreme. If I didn't like it, I'd say, hey, let's take it back off, But no, I did it.
That might be a little painful, Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, man, my whole life has been pain. Pain is enjoyment sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, well, you've been telling us since we started talking that things are going much, much better in your world now. Is life better today for Mike Tyson in his post-fighting life than it was in the middle of your boxing career?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, the best thing that ever happened to me is that I retired from boxing because I got consumed. Like, how some guys do, even in wrestling, Jimmy. I don't know, stories I heard about the Ultimate Warrior. Some people get consumed on who they are and that character. And, man, that's not who I am. I can't handle that stuff. That's the real battle, me and my ego, more than me and anybody else. My big battle is with myself.
Mike Tyson this morning.
I'm so happy to have good support. Thank you, Jeff.
Hey, Mike, this weekend, December 10th, up at the City of Industry and the Frank and Son Collectible Show. And I know a lot of fans are going to hear you this morning and want to come out and visit with you, like Billy Baby did while down here in San Diego.
Enjoyed that. Never forget that, Mike.
Life is short. We have to enjoy every second of it.
Mike, were you shocked when Billy Ray showed up as a white man?
Hey, man, everybody's not what they appear to be, are we?
Oh, such wisdom from Mike Tyson. You're so right, Mike.
Yeah, we all not what we appear to be.
Mike, it's great talking to you always. We look forward to having you back on the show real soon, and have a good time this weekend.
Give my best to Mr. Stan Lee, guys.
Mike, Jimmy Hart, we love you. I can't wait to see you Saturday, man. Please be safe. Sean told me to tell you hello, and we're fixing to go out and bring some more clothes in that we're giving away already, in behalf of Mike, too, buddy.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you. Much love, Sean. See you guys shortly.
All right, man. Right on. Mike Tyson. Carlos, you gave me a note. I couldn't read your handwriting, dude. I mean, maybe it was something important for Mike Tyson. I couldn't read your handwriting. You know what happens is we don't write things anymore. Everything's typed. Everything's on our phone. Everything's on our computer. I couldn't read what he was saying. What were you saying, Carlos?
I was just going to say, ask Mike about his new singing career. He was in Brazil like a couple days ago, and he's all over YouTube, all over Twitter. And Mike now apparently is a singer. So I was going to,
Well, I mean, since that appearance late night with Bobby Brown, the Monster Mash.
Oh, that was great.
I guess. Have you ever seen that, Jimmy?
No, I haven't.
What?
There was a Halloween show, and Tyson goes on Jimmy Kimmel. And Bobby Brown is singing Monster Mash, and Tyson is his backup man. And it is legendary. Don't go anywhere. Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart is with us. We're live at the Mission Valley Tilted Kilt. We're collecting clothes for the homeless folks of San Diego. Don't go anywhere. This is Scott and BR.
Double X 1090.
So, Mouth of the South. Who do you think of the wrestlers that you managed? I mean, what was the greatest era of time? And who were the wrestlers when you were managing?
Well, I think Iron Mike said it earlier about a little bit part of the past is still kind of part of the future. You know what I'm saying? I loved when it had the Hart Foundation. That was fun. The Honky Tonk Man, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. Of course, being with Hulk and Brutus. Everybody always had
Brutus Beefcake.
Yeah,
loved him.
Was kind of colorful,
What? What are you guys laughing at?
You know what we're laughing at?
Brutus Beefcake?
You were able to take Brutus because everybody else was thinking Brutus. Who's Brutus? And then you went Brutus Beefcake.
I love Brutus Beefcake.
Anybody else know Brutus Beefcake?
Yeah. These guys right here. My man.
Please.
80s wrestling fans. Yeah. Unite. Yes.
Well, he's got the Brutus T-shirt on right there.
See, but isn't it interesting, Jimmy, that there are still, like me, so many guys who are now in their 40s who grew up in the 80s on wrestling then, that we still love that era of pro wrestling.
Well, you know what's too, what WWE does special. I just was shooting, they got a new network starting in 12 coming up. I just did a couple hours of that yesterday talking about the Monday Night Wars and some of the WrestleManias, and I'm still very active with them doing autograph sessions and stuff. But I think they're smart enough to realize, too, that on this new network, they're going to show old Boston Garden tapes and Madison Square Garden tapes and a lot of vintage WCW stuff since the WWE has the catalog now. So, like I said, the past is still the future. So all that stuff's kind of go overlapping back and forth with all the up-and-coming young talent like John Cena and The Miz and stuff.
What was the worst damage you sustained? I mean, you were a manager, but you were still in the middle of the action every now and then. What
Plus, those are big dudes, and you're how big?
You're not a big dude.
Well, right now, I'm happy to say I weigh 160 pounds.
Hey,
nice.
I'm happy. I gained
You're
5
bulking
more
up.
since. Yeah. But here's a couple of things, and they really wasn't minor considering some of the, major considering a broke jaw by Jerry the King Lawler. Believe that or not, who throws the best punch in the business. So I'm still trying to find out.
Accidental, or did he mean to punch you?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. What broke jaw. Matilda, I used to carry, well, I still do carry the megaphone to the ring, but it's got a little siren on it. So one night in the ring, I actually hit the siren by mistake. Matilda went crazy, grabbed the megaphone, started running after me. I moved out of the way, but Slick had his men in the match with me, too. Slickster, who was a manager. Slick tried to jump over the top rope and broke his wrist. So really, I guess I can take part for that injury, too. But, we've had a few cuts, a few bruises and stuff, but I think the worst thing that happened to me was a guy out of Chicago called Man Cow. Was in kind of a gimmick match with him.
Man Cow.
Yeah, and he dive tackled me when I wasn't looking. He did the Goldberg spear and tore my meniscus.
Oh, man. A radio guy breaks your leg.
Can you believe that?
Hey, don't go anywhere. Jimmy, the mouth of the house snart. Jimmy, the mouse of the South's snart.
You better bleep that last word.
Jimmy Snart from the snout of the mouth. Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South, is with us. We're live at the Mission Valley Tilted Kilt.